Welcome back, everyone, to Talking It Out with Bachelor Nation. This week, we are talking to the man of 1,000 faces. Justin is on the podcast. And as you all know, Paradise has officially begun. And this week, we're talking to Justin to all the drama that has already gone down in one episode, Mike.
Yes.
It's wild. It's a shit show. It's a shit show already.
I can see why some fans, when I meet them in person, tell me that they prefer Bachelor in Paradise. Because, when you're not on it, it's low-key entertaining.
Oh, my God. It's great. It's great TV.
But when you're on it, Lord have mercy. When you're doing it, I'm like, yo, get me off this damn beach.
It's a train wreck, man. I could see how it's a train wreck. But then you see the previews, and, there's, everybody's crying. So it's the heat. I don't know if the heat's getting to them and all the romance, the triangles. Man. It's crazy.
We got tears day one, 6 hours in. I'm like, come on. Yep. Come on, really?
Jill's already crying. Jill's crying.
How do you feel about tears?
Listen, it's emotional.
Day one tears.
I guess that's the only one that I saw cry.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, Jill.
Yeah, I know your hot take is about her nemesis, Kira, but, she wanted Romeo, and, Romeo was trying to keep it.
I got something for Romeo, too. I got something.
Oh, okay.
I definitely watched the episode and was taking notes, so I'm ready to get into it.
So was I. But, yeah, listen, she obviously likes the dude, and she's just trying to get to know him a little better, and she just kept interrupting. So, was it worth the cry? I don't know, but, she was
okay,
emotional.
Before we get into the hot takes, I got to say this about Romeo. I appreciated that in his second conversation with Kira, he told her, hey, I'm trying to get something with Jill. But I think it was a little mama boyish. And I think that when it was him and Jill sitting down, when he told Jill, hey, I don't see nothing with Kira, and they made out, when Kira walked over, at least in my experience, I find it to be really attractive to the woman when you tell in front of your girl that you like, that other girl, hey, you see I'm here with my girl Jill, I'm trying to get to know her. Hey, that's just how I am. I come across when I'm with my girl. I'm gonna put my girl on such a pedestal that the other girl's gonna walk away like, damn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get
it. Earthquake shaking.
I get it, but I think he was maybe also looking at Kira and taking her feelings into consideration. Even though he wasn't about her whatsoever.
Taking the girl. I'm trying to holler at.
No, absolutely. But I don't think he did anything wrong by saying,
he didn't.
Jill,
no, he didn't. He didn't.
Jill,
do anything wrong.
Let me handle my business. Let me handle my business. Let me talk to her.
Well.
And, I'll be back with you in a minute. So I don't see anything wrong with it. So I got to disagree with you there.
He played it well. I think he played it well. I sense a little mama boyishness in him. That's all. And I like him. Man. I know him. He's cool people.
Hey, listen, Romeo's the first guy with the triangle in Paradise. So
he did.
He's doing his thing, obviously.
But let's get into these hot takes, man. What you got for us?
Well, man, I want to give a shout out to the OG of this season, at least so far, Lace Morris.
Yes.
Or what Logan called her, Loose. That was hilarious. But put some respect. Put some respect on my girl's name right here.
If I was a comedian, I would have some jokes for that name that he gave.
Yeah, come on, Logan, man. Get her name right. I know there's a lot of names. I know there's a lot of people. I know she's not somebody from a recent season, but if she steps up to you, you gotta know her name. But I just want to give a shout out to a woman. Obviously she mentioned that she had grown tremendously from the last time she was on Paradise. I forgot how old she was back then. I think she said 25. I think she said 25. Now she's 32. She's a grown ass woman. She knows what she wants, and I love when women are aggressive and shoot their shot.
Hey, facts. Me and you both.
It's something about that confidence that they just step up to you and listen. They realize that what's the worst that could happen? You get rejected. But she didn't even think about it. She was quick with it. She didn't give herself time to, put a bunch of stuff in her head and psych herself out. She just went for it. And I don't think she realized that dude was 26, but I got to give it to her and any woman in the real world that, has the confidence to step up to a man. Shout out to you. Keep shooting your shot. It doesn't always have to be the men. Me as a man, when I was single, I didn't mind it. I like women stepping up to me and, being a little aggressive. I that turned me on. How about you?
I love it too. I do want to give a shout out to her for that as well. Definitely. I love to see it. Love to see it. My only thing, this is not in regards to her, but just when a woman shoots their shot, I have found that, man, it sucks when like a woman doesn't get her way in terms of when she shoots her shot. Like some women, I don't think can handle that rejection. Like some guys can't handle the rejection either. So I'm saying across both that. Like,
is that why you think most women like it's like maybe women put more on the man to step up?
I ain't gonna say that, but just like when a woman has shot a shot at me, for example, it sucks because like I'm gonna just have to let you down softly, and then you could just as a male, I guess you don't want to like hurt someone like that, and that's just hard. But I would appreciate it if it's like I know my I call him out. One of my homeboys gets shot down all the time.
Does he get upset about it?
No, he keeps moving.
What's wrong? What's wrong with him? No game? What?
Nah, nothing's wrong with him. He's a short king. That's all.
Oh,
yeah.
He gets friend zoned.
Yeah,
on site.
Yeah, on site he gets. But shout out to her though. Shout out to her for sure. I loved it as well. I don't even think that's a hot take. I think that's just we're just
keep doing your thing.
Giving her roses right now.
I just want women to keep on having that confidence and listen.
I will say though, how she gonna get mad at my man Logan for forgetting her name, but she out here lying her damn self? Like, come on, baby. It ain't your birthday.
Listen. She's a veteran. She did what she had to do, right? I mean, she obviously wasn't getting attention from these newbies, right? So she had to make some shit up so people could show her attention, and she got that convo with Logan.
A side note before we get
I'm
to
not
my
mad
hot
at her
take.
for that.
If I'm on that beach, I don't give a damn what season you were on. If I find you physically attractive, I'm going to go approach, and then I'm going to see if I find you stimulating outside of your physicality. So
absolutely.
Like, I don't understand that. And then I really didn't like, well, I think one of the ladies had said, oh my God, she hasn't been on TV in like 7 years. Like, why is she here? Her time is up. Like,
yeah, please.
Get out of here. Like,
you need to go home. You need to go home.
Like, let this girl live. She's trying to
Seriously.
eat. She's trying to get in a relationship just like you are. Come on now.
No, listen, she looks good, man. I mean, like she said, this is the best she's
looked.
looked.
She's looked the best.
She's like, this is the cutest I've been since I don't know when. So, hey, listen, I got to give it to her. She's looking good. Hopefully she could find love on the beach. But apparently, man, Logan wasn't ready for all that. Like, you saw it in his face.
When he looked back, when she was like, I'm only here for you. Which, personally,
like,
that's a hot take in and of itself. I don't want no woman lying to me because obviously she wasn't trying to be there with him.
Yeah, no, she was.
So she was trying to get chose so she can wait till the next group of guys come in. Let's be honest. Come on, Bryan. That's pretty much what it was. That's what
true.
it was.
That's true. And she definitely caught him off guard because he was like,
yeah.
I don't know what to say right now, but then he got her name wrong, and that's when it all went sideways.
That's
but
yeah, that was funny. But man, my hot take for us though. So Kira,
yes.
Is it okay to go on a show like this? And I posed this question, mind you. I posed this same question last week when I said, is it okay to go on a show that at the end of it is supposed to end in engagement, but just to go in there for fun, have a great time, right? I feel that even though Paradise is the same exact ending, bro, it truly is the same exact ending. It is. It is the exact same ending,
just
Bryan.
like
there's just more people, but we get a pass because it's the Paradise. You're supposed to just have fun, like mess with anybody and everybody. I'm not a fan of the fact that you guys get mad at certain people for like liking one girl and not liking the girl no more. But then if we on Paradise, it's like no big deal.
Well, I feel like there's different rules to Paradise. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the end goal is to get engaged and find love on the beach, but at the same time, there's like multiple men, multiple women. Everybody's going after each other. There's things that are thrown in the mix, wrenches that are thrown into the game plan. I don't know what's going to happen down the road when Jesse. What's that?
The elephant in the room is if human beings aren't, as we can see on Paradise every single year, they might their likes sway until they find exactly what they like. And Brandon and Serene, I love that they found what they like up front.
Immediately, right?
Immediately, as I like to say. But why do we shun on these people when they go on The Bachelor and or Bachelorette, but when it comes to Paradise, it's normal and it's almost applauded?
I mean, there's a damn boom boom room. There's a
There's a
boom
damn
room.
boom boom room in the Bachelor or the Bachelorette.
Towards the end, but there's like literally a boom. I mean, listen, what's the issue with Kira? What's your issue with Kira?
It's not an issue with Kira whatsoever. It's my hot take is simple. Is it okay for you to go on Bachelor in Paradise with just to have fun and just to like hook up?
Yeah, I don't see any problem with it.
I don't see a problem with it either. I think that was good that she said it.
Honestly, do I think Kira's gonna walk out of there with an engagement? Probably not, but you never know. Maybe she finds somebody, they hook up, they date after the show. I don't see a problem with that. I think a bunch of people have left Paradise single and then they end up being together after the show.
Yes.
So I don't really see a problem with it. I don't know. I just feel like there's different rules for
okay. So
Bachelorette.
if Kira, let's say our guest today, Justin, was a bachelor, and Kira comes on to the Bachelor, and she's like, I'm here to hook up and have a good time. How you going to feel the same way?
Well, I think Justin, that all depends on Justin. What does Justin want? Does Justin want just a hookup, or does he want to find a wife or a fiance? You know what I'm saying? Like, if he wants to find a fiance, then sorry, Kira, like that's not what I'm looking for. Peace out. I don't know.
No, that's fair. I like it. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. I just find it's like you see different sides of a person, right? And when it comes to Bachelor in Paradise, I feel that you get to see more sides of a person in comparison to the Bachelorette and or the Bachelor. People are showing you their representative more on that show, I feel, in comparison to Bachelor in Paradise. No,
okay.
I feel like your representative is being shown on the Bachelor and the Bachelorette. I feel like on Bachelor in Paradise, hey, this is a girls trip in Miami.
This is the real me.
I ain't gonna say the real me, but like this is a girls trip. This is a fellas trip to Vegas. Like I'm with the homies. Whatever happened.
Like, who do you feel like? Question about that. Who do you feel comparing the two shows? Who do you think is gonna thrive more in Bachelor in Paradise, or who has thrived at least through one episode compared to what they did in Bachelor and Bachelorette? Who?
Well, I mean, Brandon and Serena, obviously.
True.
Easy. I feel that Justin will do great.
What about Jacob? Tarzan just having a good old time. He came in with the lead.
What the hell was that at the end?
He's confident as hell. He's confident as hell. I don't know, man.
I don't know if you caught it when he was funny. He's good TV. He's good for Bachelor in Paradise. Like for the production.
Yeah, I feel like that's more his wheelhouse right there.
Yeah, what the hell was he doing when he was upside down, had the band around his thighs and like open? I'm like, bro, you're strictly doing this for the camera, homie. Like what are you doing?
1,000%. That was not a workout that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I'm like you're doing this for the camera. It's cool. I'm cool with it. I guess when I went on, I wasn't doing shit for the camera, and I think that a lot of people do stuff for the camera in Bachelor in Paradise. When on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, they kind of don't as much.
Hey, listen.
Which is, it's cool to watch it back because I didn't watch it prior to going on, so it's cool to see.
I mean, think of it like this. Some people have to do things in order to get more airtime, maybe get that rose. It's kind of like people on The Bachelor, Bachelorette who maybe have to talk shit to the lead, the Bachelor, Bachelorette behind their back, just to kind of get ahead. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people do things that, they know they're not going to stick around. You know what I mean? So they just want to get as much airtime as possible.
I got a question for you, and I want to ask our guests this as well. I want to talk it out with them. You found your wife. You found the love of your life, which is wonderful. But do you feel that on Paradise, like you and I mean, we're similar in the sense of we're pretty, how would I say, picky when it comes to who we desire to be with.
Yeah.
And if you're on Paradise and you're not seeing what you like, are you going home, or are you going to try to bend how stickler you are, or are you like, nah, I'm good?
I mean, it's tough because what if the person maybe you want to come down doesn't come down for like another couple weeks?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you got to do whatever you got to do to hold off and wait till they get down there. But so I don't know. I'd say maybe. I don't know. That's the thing, man, because there's a lot of shadiness going on because, I mean, as we could see in past seasons, you lead people on, you end up leading people on.
And that's what I'm
And then when the person that you want to come down comes down, then you pull this switcheroo and, you say the whole, oh, listen, it's just not working out or whatever the excuse they use.
Yeah.
And that's just wrong. Like, I'd rather be like, I'd rather be like, look, I feel like we're friends. You know what I'm saying? But I'll protect you. You protect me.
Kind of like what Blake did.
Yeah. Like, I'm not feeling you romantically, but if we can get in this little,
bubble,
if we can get in this little alliance, and just whenever you meet the guy that you like, you just let me know and I'll do what I got to do. But I'm cool with you, being my partner.
It just sounds so easy to me.
It is.
I get it. I understand it. It just sounds.
But
I'd
I'd rather do that than be like, oh, I'm so into you, and then your person comes down and like you're like, peace. That's not right either. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, I remember when I was like, I told one of the young ladies, I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about leaving today because I wasn't into none of the girls, and the only woman I wanted. I kept telling the producer, I'm like, yo, bring her ass down. Bring her. They never brought her.
So, see, that's something I would leave if the person that I did want and I stepped up to them and they didn't want me, then I just go. Like, that would be me. I don't know. It's like, look, I came here for you. If you're not down with it, then I'm just going to go. There's no reason. Like, you're the only person I came down here for. But I don't know. Some people might open up their options a little bit more at that point.
I'm laughing because what I'm about to say is I know I'm gonna get heat for it, but I want to get your thoughts, honest thoughts.
Okay, give me the heat.
Do you feel like if you're with a girl that you really want, like this is the one I want her, and you get her one-on-one, you think you got it?
Like, do you think I'll lock it down for the rest of paradise? Yeah. I like to think so. I'd like to think so.
My man.
Listen, if there's one thing that I'm going to bring, it's the confidence. So I'm going to be confident that, listen, I expect them to, see, that's the thing. That's tough because then what do? Are you the clingy person that doesn't want them to go on any other dates? Like, I would want the person to not want to go on any other dates on their own, right? They want to be with me. I want them to say, hey, look, I already got something great with Bryan. I'm going to pass. Like, that's how I would want it. I think maybe Thomas did that with Becca back in the day on Paradise.
I believe he did do that, actually.
Yeah,
he did do that.
If I found the person that I was with, I'd pull the exact same move. Hey, listen, I'm flattered, but I'm not the one. I already found somebody. And I would expect that my girl would do the same thing. But
see, I agree with you there. I would want – I mean, if she goes on other dates, I'm not really tripping. But I think that I brought that up because, like, I feel like a couple of girls were saying, these guys aren't aggressive. These guys aren't coming after us. And I wanted to say, like, from a outsider looking in, that's because they ain't feeling you.
Hey, listen, I'm not mad at that.
The guys I know, if they see what they want, they gonna step.
And who did? Brandon. Brandon knew what he wanted going in. He went right for it.
Exactly. And that doesn't. It makes him look like on such a high pedestal. It reminds me of Dylan Barber. When he went for Hannah G. But like, what if Serene wasn't there for Brandon? Because he's a certified lover boy, so he probably would have hollered at somebody still. But like, I feel like certain individuals, they're not going to be aggressive because they don't see what they want. So why?
Well, at the same time, maybe they don't know what they want. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these guys are like, oh, let's see what options I have. Like, they may want to, just explore and talk to different people and see who they're feeling. See, like didn't you talk about that, like, with the two bachelorettes? Like, oh, let me talk to both. Let me see who I'm feeling more, and then maybe I'll veer towards one more than the other. For me, I was like, I'm going straight to the person. So
no, it's different. Paradise is different. Paradise, you got more options. I'm going direct.
You're going.
When I tell you direct, Bryan,
if you see what you want,
you're
going direct.
Was she coming down? Hey, watch out, homies.
Mike Johnson, who would you go direct to in Bachelor Nation if you were on Paradise? Putting you on the spot.
There's one girl that I want to get to see her personality unfold. She, I believe, is on Bachelor in Paradise. She was a cutie, and I think that I like the way she carried herself. So I would see what she's about.
Okay. I like that choice.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, the man, the myth, the legend, man of 1,000 faces, Justin is here. So we're gonna get to all things Paradise. He might run into a little bit of a triangle coming up based on this preview for next week.
I feel like he's gonna run into a few triangles. A good-looking brother.
Yeah. He's a hot commodity on the beach. So let's get talking to him.
Yeah, let's talk it out with Justin.
All right.
Hot commodity himself, Justin in the house. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good.
Can't wait to see these memes.
Man,
They're on the way.
this man is a walking meme, a walking gift, a man of 1,000 faces. What's going on, man? How you been doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm hanging in there, getting back into normal life, I guess, but getting ready for not normal life
Yeah.
with Paradise coming up. So it's an interesting time.
Interesting
Amazing.
time. Wait. Um, did I just see your finger? Did I just see your ring finger by chance?
Oh, it was the right hand. It would be on the left, but I'm gonna keep this one on the table.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna
So
keep
we
this
may-
one on the table.
We may have a surprise at the end of the season. I see.
Hey, we coming in hot. It's the moment one.
You are. I've been here for 2 minutes.
That's what we try to do. We try and get the people what they want, man. That's all we're trying to do. But you say you're trying to get back into normal life. How has just going on TV in general? How have you learned to adjust with that with your family and friends?
It's been interesting. So I think the family and the friend dynamic is different, right? So the family dynamic, I come from a family that's relatively private. And so, back on the Bachelorette, when I first told them that this was a possibility, of course, they were a little bit skeptical. My parents and my family, they're always going to support me no matter what I do. Even if that is the beauty of, my family, even though if it's something that they wouldn't do themselves, they'll always support me. So, they're just very rational, logical people. My mom is very protective. And so, I got a flurry of questions, why do you want to do this? What if that, and I had to field all those questions. But then, I told them, I trust myself and just trust me. You guys know the type of person that I am. And so once I went through it all, now my she's hooked, right? So she's texting me during the seasons afterwards, like, did you see this? I'm like, Mom, I'm at the gym right now. Like, no, I didn't see it.
She's a
So
fan.
she's all in. Yeah, she's a fan. So we converted one. And so, she was a teacher. She just retired, but all her coworkers would come in on Mondays and Tuesdays and just, decorate her room. And, they all
That's
loved it.
so
So
cool.
now she gets blown up. And yeah, and it really helped our relationship kind of open up the lines of communication, which wasn't always there before. And then, and then I guess the friend dynamic, man, they get annoyed whenever we go out. And it's just like, pictures, and I'm just like, guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So I usually try to find like a little corner to hide out in, but they take it well. I apologize. I know it's not this, they didn't sign up for it. I'm sure they've reaped some benefits, but it's mostly annoying to them. So it's been interesting, but they all love it. They all support it.
Oh,
Speak on that, man, because I feel like you got like your own little squad of friends.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew, Greg. I mean, the ladies are talking about your little crew, bro. So, what have you guys been up to since the Bachelorette?
Yeah. So I guess I was talking about like my friends from back home that, aren't a part of this. That get kind of, but no, man, we see each other a lot, and it's interesting. I think the questions have gone down. I think people have seen the amount that we hang out. At first, it's like, oh, are you guys just hanging out, because of the show and this and that? But like, we genuinely like love each other, and I think it's one of those things. It was weird when we were on set. We're like, okay, like, we all get along. Like, let's hang out afterwards, right? But you never know what kind of longevity that's going to have. Like, if it kind of wears off, if that relationship was just kind of built on the foundation of being on the show. But we are so close now that it's like, we hang out because we truly, learn and grow from each other, enjoy each other's company. We all bring something different to the group. I finally, after a year and a half, got them. They're coming to Baltimore this weekend. So that's going to be, I'm taking them to the Bills and Ravens game. So that's going to be a good time. But yeah, man, we see each other at least once a month, sometimes more than that. So we always fly around and get together somewhere. So it's fun.
That's really awesome, man. I like that you guys do that. And I'm definitely going for, Lamar Jackson for this week.
My guy.
Hell yeah, go Ravens.
Early. I don't want to jinx it, but early MVP.
It's a little bit early, man. We got an 18-game season, bro. It's a little early for that one, a little bit.
I got to speak it into existence.
I see, but we're going to get back to you, man, in the show. You just said, they trust you. Your family, that's speaking. I don't know if I would trust you, especially when it comes to the Spanish subject, because you said something. I was like,
Did you say Mexican and Spanish?
He said Mexican Spanish. I was like,
did?
no, my boy didn't. Yes, you said that.
When?
On Paradise.
No, it was crazy. They really caught me.
Yeah, they caught you.
My Spanish is muy bal. Right? Is that right?
Oh,
Malo,
no, bad.
malo.
Don't even try. Oh, I just threw up in my mouth. Oh, don't even try.
Back to the drawing board, bro.
Like, I was trying to say, like, I love you or something. I think I said it in, like, Italian, like, broken Italian. I was all over the
I
place.
think you did say I love you. You just said
That's it,
Mexican
right?
Spanish. Yeah, I think you did say that part right. But Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Anyways, man. I have to know, like, what do you do when you're going to be watching yourself this season? Because I feel, and I'm sure Bryan feels the same way, you're going to be on there for a while. So do you have like a ritual? Do you bring the friends over? Do you even watch it? Do you not?
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like I have to watch it in real time. Otherwise, I'm just like going crazy. I mean, I feel for the people on the West Coast that are like 3 hours behind, because as much as you try not to like keep up with what's going on, like it's impossible. But this year, man, for the first episode, I'm probably just gonna again have a very selective group of close friends come over and we'll watch it together. And then, like I said, the boys are coming in next week, so I think they're gonna stay through the second episode. So that'll be fun to watch with. Andrew's the only one who is coming that was on it, so it'll be fun to watch with him.
I'm gonna need you to tell Andrew. I love Andrew, but boy ain't got no game. I was watching back.
He said
like,
what he
bro.
said.
He said he was lost or worse because he.
He said that multiple times. He said that multiple times, Mike.
He was extremely. I was like, bro, Andrew, like, God, try use some words.
Listen,
man.
in all fairness, Teddy was a little nervous herself, but come on, man.
She was,
you got to step up. He had to step up in that moment.
See, I'm gonna give my boy the benefit of the doubt, and I don't know. I've never seen him in action like that, but the charm's got to. He's got the charm regardless, right? I feel like
he does.
Andrew's
very. He has that.
It's gonna be him because he's got the smile. It's infectious. The charm. So, right.
No, he does. He said right. He said right. My boy didn't do that bad, did he?
Listen, I just think he was love struck by Teddy because he seemed to have had his eye on her for a minute.
There was a lot of build up for that one.
Yeah, for sure. He came on, told us he wanted Teddy, so he was mesmerized, and we get it. We understand it. We haven't had Teddy on just yet, but we have to.
So Justin, explain to me this, man. Like looking back, your journey on The Bachelorette. Like, what was your outlook going into Paradise, and how was it different from The Bachelorette and Paradise? Like, how do you compare the two?
Yeah, so my outlook, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little hesitant. So I was asked to go on Paradise right after my season of The Bachelorette, and I turned it down. I just wasn't ready for it. And I just honestly, I didn't know if I would fit into like the premise of what I thought Paradise would be, and it's something that like, maybe it's because I'm a bit of an overthinker. I don't know. Like, even going into The Bachelorette, I was like, this is my personality. This is me. I don't know if it's going to do well or not, but I was willing to just be me through and through. And if it worked out great, if it didn't, I'd be back in Baltimore, right? And so I was a little bit hesitant going into Paradise just because I didn't know, I was like afraid to, I guess, like get caught up or, do this and that, whatever. I didn't know if my personality would fit into what I had seen from Paradise, right? But again, just had to like kind of trust myself and, take the risk. And that's what I did. So.
What made you ultimately decide, to like say, okay, yes, I'll go, I accept?
Yeah, because they asked me, aside from last year, they had started calling me early, like however many months out, and I was actually seeing somebody at the time, so I wasn't going to do it. The timing wasn't right, and of course they kept calling, and then I'd been single for a while, and I was like, you know what, like. I hate looking back. Like I never, and this is the same thing with The Bachelorette. I never want to say no to something, because of fear, right? Because you can't grow unless, in a state of comfort, right? You got to put yourself in uncomfortable positions, and you never know what can happen on the other side of fear. So, it was at an interesting inflection point in my life where, I was single. I was ready to kind of like take that chance again and open myself back up. So I was like, you know what, let's do it. I don't want to look back and regret saying no again. So I did it.
Nice.
And Justin, did you slide into any DMs prior to the show, or did you just go in with an open slate?
That's not me. Me. I try to stay out the danger zone.
Fair enough. But you might not have slid on any DMs, but you definitely was looking at some profiles.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. I had to.
For sure. I'm clicking and sliding and yeah.
It's like, make sure not to double tap now.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so clumsy. Sometimes I'm like, you get yourself in a rabbit hole. You're like in 2017, and I'll drop my phone and the thumb like double click. I'm like, oh my God.
He's like, no, I did not do that.
It's like 2017 double tap. Oh,
she's like, he's deep. He's deep in a dark hole down there.
We've all been there before.
Oh man.
on Paradise, bro, did you speak to any prior alums and ask for any advice? And if so, what was some of the advice they gave you?
Yeah, I think not too many, honestly. The only person that I can recall at the top right now that I spoke to was Joe, grocery store Joe. Mm-hmm. And he kind of like, we had hung out a couple times in Chicago, so he kind of knew, my personality and what I'm about. And, he was just, telling me to be smart, trust myself, and, kind of like lean in. I had gone on their podcast, and I talked to them before about kind of like what my approach would be. I know some people kind of have their eyes locked in on one person, or they'll, shout out a couple names. In the back of my mind, I had a couple names that I was interested in, right? But I didn't want to come out and just like say all those names. Like I didn't want to put pressure on the situation. I didn't want to feel like I was like coming off as like claiming any of these women because they can speak and decide for themselves. I want to kind of get there. I'm much more of like an in-person type of guy. I want to feel out the vibes, see people in person, because what you see behind social media and TV can be totally different than what you experience in person with somebody. And so I kind of told him that was my approach, and he said he was kind of the same way. So we had a good conversation about being comfortable with that approach and just do you. And so that helped a lot. But he was really the only person. Oh, I talked to Noah a bit because I had met him a couple weeks prior. So he and Abigail were great. Yeah, Noah, he's the man. Yeah. So he gave me some good advice as well. But yeah.
They're in 2 successful relationships. So those are 2 guys to
right. I'm taking
follow for sure.
To both.
There you go. So take us inside like those first couple of days, man, because it seemed I forgot who said it, but one of the young ladies basically said that none of these guys are being aggressive. It was Genevieve?
No, not that part. Not
it was somebody else. Somebody was like the guys weren't being aggressive. You all like
Lace?
Maybe you got onto the beach. You guys were just chilling, hanging out. Maybe getting to know each other. But what was like? Talk to us about the vibe. Those first couple of days in Paradise.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, the vibe, it was interesting, right? Because, you all get up the first day, you all get down there at different times, right? And so I was kind of like 75% through the day of first people. And so I was kind of feeling everybody out. I knew a handful of people there. And even from the first day, I kind of just like looking around knew who I could potentially be interested in. And that's kind of like my personality in general. Like I kind of like sit back and I'm very observant and like I'll kind of assess the situation and then I'll go in for what I want. And that was kind of my approach. And then it's like I just said, you kind of have that weird feeling of like, I don't want to say like off limits, but okay, like I know old boy has said her. I know somebody else has said her. So it's like, I don't want to like.
Oh, you guys are calling dibs?
That's true.
And that's what I try to avoid doing, right? But in the back, you hear like in the months leading up, like, oh, I know he's going for her and I know this.
Correct.
So like day one, like nobody's, the drama's coming, but you don't want to be that person to start it, right? And I'm just like,
So okay, Justin, I got a question for you on that one though, man. This is just this is boy talk right quick. So gotcha. I respect what you're saying. I've been in that position. I know like, okay, this person's talking to this person talking to this person. Yeah. But if it's like that one girl,
man, hell with all that. That's fair game.
Like
everything.
If it's that one girl, are you gonna?
All that's out the door. Yeah, no.
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
all that's out the door.
Like,
No.
Yeah.
And so I guess at that point in time, I didn't have that one person in mind. Where I was like, okay, this is it, right? I was going into it like show me something. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like I'm having open mind, open heart. Yes. Show me something. But if I had gone in like in the months leading up, like, oh, I got my.
And you saw her.
Excuse my language, but like fuck all that. If you going for it and I wanted to.
Hey, lady, best man.
I like my yeah. But that wasn't the situation. So I was like, okay, like let's.
And Bryan, that's all I was trying to say from earlier. If I see that one person, F all the rest.
It's a wrap.
I'm going.
No, listen, and like as a man, like as one of your boys, like if she likes you, like maybe I would have mentioned her before, let's say, right? And then she really likes you, like I'm not gonna be mad at you, right? I'm gonna let you guys blossom and love each other just the same. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna interrupt.
And I kind of had that conversation. I only like the guys that I'm close with, Andrew and Michael. Luckily, in our talks before, I knew Andrew was kind of locked in on Teddy. But it would have been. We respect each other enough where if that had happened, or if me and Andrew, somebody that's as close as us, were interested in the same person, like nothing was going to end this friendship. You know what I mean? Like it was going to be like, okay, like we could both pursue this, and then whoever she's feeling more, or it is what it is. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you said that because I feel like that's what a true friendship is amongst your boys or your girls. Like, hey, you let me know you like this person. I'm letting you know I like this person as well. And we both want the best for that individual.
Yeah.
I might talk a little shit when she become my girl, but
Right. Absolutely.
So were you surprised to see anybody walk down those steps in Paradise?
Like first day?
Yeah.
Nobody really surprised. The first person I saw was, because keep in mind, we didn't know any of Gabby and Rachel's guys.
Yeah.
Legitimately, the first person / thing that I saw when I came down those steps was that little ass leaf covering Jacob.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that.
I literally come jogging down the steps. I'm like, bro's buns are all out.
Yo, Bryan, did you catch that?
Tarzan is here.
Justin said that little ass leaf. He didn't say that big leaf. He said that little ass leaf.
There was little coverage there.
Man, listen.
Look, it was cold that day. Okay.
Hey, listen.
The breeze was coming.
You gotta give that man props, bro. Even the women said it. They're like, you gotta give him.
That's true.
That level of confidence.
Oh man, yeah, that confidence. It wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be me. So I was like, I don't know who this is, but I respect it. Like, here we are. Paradise.
Completely. Not about necessarily how Bryan said it, but I'm saying it a little bit differently. Was there anyone that surprised you that you thought they may be one way, but just necessarily wasn't, whether it be good or bad? Male or woman?
Honestly, not really. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. This kind of like, I felt this because Serene was actually a lot funnier and outgoing than I thought she would be. Just from watching, I didn't know anything about her. Just from watching her season and getting to know her over the course of Paradise, she was super outgoing and funny. I feel that,
That's it. I find that people, I think a lot of us are funny just in general when we're comfortable.
Yeah.
And I think that her and Brandon being freaking great off back, I feel like she felt super comfortable and just was let her full.
I think both of them were like, "Oh, we good. We on vacation now."
We good, right? Yeah, we on paid vacation, right? Yeah.
They're chilling, watching all the drama unfold around them. Everything's burning down. Right. Like we're good. Mm-hmm. We're good.
Yeah. So that's definitely the vibe.
You basically were a very hot commodity going onto the beach. I mean, you are. I mean, basically Genevieve specifically came down those steps with eyes on you. Like, how did that make you feel, and just the fact that you were a wanted man on that beach?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna I didn't know who all would be interested. You kind of hear rumblings of certain people, and she was definitely one of them. So I think that kind of I don't want to say pressure, but it was a bit of pressure and comfort knowing okay, I'm going down and at least somebody's interested, right? And there was mutual interest there. So it was comforting knowing okay, I know I'm not going to go down there and hopefully be a bum, right? Somebody here is interested in getting to know me, that I want to get to know as well. And then I guess pressure at the same time because you get nervous, right? You're like, okay, is it going to pan out to everything that I would hope and dream for it to be, because you start thinking through every scenario before you go in. You're like, I'm interested in this person. Is she going to match up to what I've seen and what I would hope that she would be in a partner? So that's the pressure part of it, right? And so it was interesting knowing that she was one of the people that would be interested. Yeah, but I didn't really know.
Is such a key word. Normally, I dig so much deeper into that word because I hate the word, honestly, because it's such a cop-out word. When I hear the word interesting, I really want to know what that
I'll dive deeper, Mike. What
do you mean interesting when it comes to Genevieve?
Because again, as I said at the top, you never know how somebody's personality is going to be in real life versus, on social media and on camera, right? And I'm the type of person who, it's kind of my thing where I give people a lot. I'm willing to give people chances and show me yourself. People can say one thing about you, but I'm okay, I hear you. I'll take it with a grain of salt, but I'm gonna see for myself how I feel about this person, right? And so you kind of hear conflicting things about somebody, and I'm like, okay, well, let me see how our personalities match up. I'm gonna give this a chance because I want to give it a chance. I will never shut somebody out because of what I've heard from the outside, right? And that's like I said at the top, I'm never gonna, I want to see what you're like in person, and I want to give it a chance for myself. So that's why I said,
Okay, that's fair. I like that. Yeah. I think that's mature and the right thing to do, honestly.
And you guys had never talked before Bachelor in Paradise, right? Had you guys ever met?
Huh?
Had you guys ever
you made that face.
No, we had never met.
Okay.
My signal went out.
My signal went out my ass.
I swear, we never met.
Cut out there for a second.
No, that's fair enough. Hey, we're in Bachelor Nation, right? We go to these events, we go to these parties, we see some other people. Was there ever a time and place to where you went to this event and was like, bro, who is that? and then come to find out you do your due diligence, find out she's going to be on Paradise, and just refrain from talking to her?
Were you asking in general, or are you getting to a specific?
I'm getting somewhere, but
come on, yeah.
He's setting you up, man. He's setting you up.
I know. I'm trying not to say too much.
I think it's natural, right? Like once you're immersed kind of in Bachelor Nation, as you alluded to, you naturally start to hang around, similar groups and similar events. So you can do the best you can, but sometimes it's inevitable, Yeah.
That's fair. I'm not, as a fellow Bachelor Nation alum, I'm not going to dig deeper into that. He said, oh. He said, oh.
I mean, no, feel free to ask. Listen, I'm an open book, man. We can go.
Who did you want to come to Paradise?
Yeah, what was that? I think you mentioned a top 3, or like you had a little list of 3 people.
Yeah. So, I mean, to be honest, the list, if I had the 3 or 4 that were in the back of my head, and I will myself dive deeper into this. So, in no particular order, I knew I would be interested in Genevieve. Again, had never met 3 out of these 4 people. I know I'd be interested in Genevieve. I knew I would be interested in Eliza if she came. I knew I would be interested in Sally because I had met her before one time. And then I knew I would be interested potentially, just from what I'd seen, Serene, just because I liked what I seen and, whatever, but I knew, Bryan was going to throw the kitchen sink at her. So I'm like, all right, sure. we'll see, but I'd say those 3 to 4, I was like, okay, let's see.
Well, what about, because I mean, there was a major tease at the end of this episode where a certain young lady by the name of Victoria Fuller was coming down those steps, and she had her eyes on you. So what, obviously you were already involved with Genevieve a little bit there. So what could we expect in these upcoming weeks? Because she seems like she had her eye on you, and I don't know, man, maybe a little love triangle forming there.
Yeah. And so I'm glad you brought that up. That is one where I didn't find out until like later, like right before we were about to go fly out, that she was potentially coming. And of course I was like, okay, listen, okay.
Everybody see her IG.
Is that the showstopper right there for you, or what?
That was a bit of a game changer. I was like, okay, now we talking. Yeah, no. So that was like add that number 5. I was like, okay, but I didn't know like when she was gonna come on. I didn't know how that was gonna play out, and so of course my luck, man. I'm like, okay, day 1, I'm like, you know what, this isn't half bad, and then she comes in, I'm like, oh boy.
He's like, oh Lord.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, again, I didn't know much, if anything, about her, personally. I didn't watch Pete's season or anything like that. But again, I keep saying it, like I feel like you hear certain things about somebody, but like I kind of shut all that out. I'm like, I hear you, but like, let me see for myself, right? And so that's kind of the same thing with her.
Justin, I want to applaud you for, just like within Bachelor Nation and outside of Bachelor Nation, you hear certain things about certain people, but what you've continued to say time and time again is that you like disregard the outside noise and try to meet that individual for yourself and judge them based on how you interact with them. And just in general, I appreciate that in someone. I definitely appreciate in you and want to give you those roses.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
No, seriously though. So we get to see something with Victoria and Genevieve. I saw them both this past weekend, so I got my due diligence on.
Mike has the tea.
Mike on the prowl. Hey,
hold up. So honestly, I saw them on IG too, so they seem kind of friendly. So is Justin out the mix now? What are we thinking, Mike? What's going on?
I don't know.
Mike pleads the 5th.
Yeah, I'd be very interested to hear how that conversation went, Mike.
Nah, Mike,
anything you like to share?
They my bro, so bros before. Sorry, you a hoe.
Crazy. That's crazy.
No, he didn't throw you under the bus like that.
Nah, I'm just I'm playing. That's just in that sense. So going on to the show, did you prepare in any way? Like, were you watching prior seasons? Did you hit the gym because you were gonna be half naked 95% of the time? Did you? I mean, that's try to slide right there. So not necessarily slide in the DMs, but like become friendly and cool with a lady or two.
So I'll address all 3 of those. So number one, I had only watched like a quarter of a season of Paradise. Well, I had watched the last Paradise because some of my boys from Katie's season were on there. But before that, I'd really only watched a quarter of a season. And the only time I watched it is after I got booted from the Bachelorette. They put me in like housing until Blake was done or whatever, and they already started trying to prep me for Paradise. So they put it on, right? I'm like, guys, I'm not going. But then literally it's so crazy, like a couple weeks beforehand, I'm like, you know what, let me tune in and see a couple things. So I tuned in, and it's so crazy. Andrew and Greg had FaceTime me like, yo, what are you doing? I flipped the camera, I'm like, boys, I'm in the lab watching film. Like, I'm watching film. And then it's annoying because like I was in the gym, right? And you know how it is, like there was still that quarantine, it wasn't as bad, but there's still that quarantine period. And so you work out, and then like you go a week without working out and like eating like not what you would eat at home. And it's
bro.
All the gains, are lost.
We feel you. Oh, we feel you, bro. Oh,
yeah, man.
It takes so long to get to that level, and then you
so
skip a week and you're done.
Yeah. So it's you had that. I mean, I still, I tried to do my thing. I'm not you guys. But
no, we are not Bryan.
Time out. Wait. Speaking of working out, I mean,
I need a diet plan and a workout routine, Bryan. You be going crazy.
I got you, bro. I got you. Talk to me about that, man, because it seems there were some crazy ass workouts. Tarzan Jacob was doing some crazy ass band workout on a handstand, and then all the dudes were doing push-ups. Like, do you guys actually work out like consistently on the beach, or is it just margaritas and flirting?
Yeah, no. So there was much more time to work out on Paradise than there was on the Bachelorette. Like I would take my pre-workout, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're good to go work out." Man, I get 2 little curls in, like I need you. So I'm like, "Oh my god!" But this time, like we actually, like I brought bands. Jacob, we kind of running laps on the beach. We're doing like tricep kick up, tricep things on rocks, and you just get real creative. But you have much more time to work out on Paradise. So it was like for certain people, it was like a regular thing.
Nice.
To get it in before the day gets started. Yeah.
Nice. I do want to say, I want to backtrack a little bit. You are not a hoe, for the record, whatsoever. That was simply a joke.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, simply a joke. I don't want no one to come back.
No, Mike, say it with your chest, man. Don't take it back.
Oh, best believe I do.
No, that's how I
Oh, best believe I say it with my chest. And with my chest, you are not a hoe. But with that being said, and there was rumors swirling that you may be asked to be the Bachelor. Right, and we are still watching Paradise, so I don't want you to. I just want to ask, if they asked you to be the Bachelor, would you?
Hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically in the future, if you were not engaged.
Well, then I guess we're just assuming that I left the beach.
Hypothetically, if you are not engaged.
Oh, got you. I mean, I feel like it's like, as much as I try to like, again, just me like analyze every situation, every outcome, right? Like, I feel like it's hard to turn an opportunity like that down. Again, I think I would have to lean in on it and just like trust that like I'm being put in / asked to be put in this position for a reason. And, I'm at a certain point in my life where this opportunity is coming to me, right? Like, who am I to kind of deny that and do what I've been doing, right? So I feel like it'd be one of those things where it's kind of like, the stars must be aligning, and like I gotta like lean in and trust that and do it.
God's plan for you, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was a long-winded way of saying, yeah.
No, fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Love the honesty. So tell us, bro, what could you actually answer me this? What was the craziest thing that happened those first couple days? Like, we saw a couple. We saw like a love triangle. We saw a love triangle already forming with like Romeo, Kira, and Jill. We saw Lace come in. That she was a little bit more old school than you guys. A lot of you didn't recognize her. Like, what? Just give us something crazy that happened those first nights that maybe the cameras didn't catch.
Oh, they didn't catch. Well, day one. I mean, day one was pretty calm. Day one was honestly pretty. Like all of day one was calm. It like started getting crazy day two because.
Oh, and answer me this, bro. You mentioned, Mike, I agree with you, wonderful TV. It's a train wreck. But what's up with all the crying, man? Like, what is it about that environment that you have grown men crying, you have the girls cry, the women crying? I mean, everybody's crying. What's going on?
Man, your emotions are heightened. It's hot as hell on that beach, right? So you're agitated, you're delirious, maybe a bit dehydrated. The environment itself is just built on the premise of dating around and exploring options, right? So there's just so many factors that go into Paradise that make it the beauty that it is, you know. But I think you just mix all those things, all those factors in, and it just people, you get kind of immersed in it, and emotions are heightened. Yeah,
it's a perfect storm.
It'll have you do and say some things you didn't think you would do or say.
There you go. Well, you heard it here first. Justin, we appreciate you for talking it out with us, man, being here today.
Appreciate you, bro.
Our first time talking to you. Surprise, but hopefully it's not the last. I'm certain it's not the last time, man.
Oh,
Thank you so much for just being you.
I appreciate you guys.
Take care, buddy.
Bryan, we got a meme face out of him.
We did. That's actually going to be a very good post right there.
Oh, for sure. It's probably my
episode.
It's not probably. That's my favorite cover art that we've done.
Absolutely. That's his thing, man. And I mean, the man, like we said, is a hot commodity. I'm interested to see what happens next week because Victoria Fuller was headed straight towards him, and he already connected with Genevieve, so that's going to be a little bit of a shitstorm right there in and of itself.
This thought just came to my mind.
What's that?
If a woman that you like also likes you back based on what she saw, and it doesn't work out, what is the reason why? Is it based on one's personality? It's just like their personality?
Well, do you mean like maybe they like them off of the show, like hadn't met yet, and then when they came on the show,
he said he wanted Genevieve. Then he said, "Damn, Victoria Fuller came. He wanted another one," and so they both were there.
I mean, maybe
and if he ends up with neither, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it seems that they were pretty close at iHeart, so I don't know. He might have not ended up with either.
I ain't losing my job. I ain't speaking about that. I'm gonna let you watch it like everybody else.
No, listen. I mean, I think he maybe he was open to Genevieve, but he had his eye on, somebody else. Let's say Victoria Fuller, and he wanted to explore that a little bit more so than Genevieve. I mean, it's
and I guess that's how the cookie crumbles. So I don't think that when the girls say, "Oh, these guys aren't being, they're not being forthcoming, they're not coming towards us," it just might be that,
Yeah, listen, I think that there's two ways to go about it, right? There's the Brandon way. Like, I know what I want. I'm going straight for it. I'm going to lock this down.
That's not a way. That's just he got lucky. He had the girl that he wanted there. It's like Dylan Barber. He wanted Hannah G. She was there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So he went straight after her. Like, no questions asked. Like, I don't even need to talk to anybody else. And then you have, the guys that maybe, maybe they have a list of 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, you know what I mean? And they just want to get to know each and every one of them, and then they'll decide once that happens. But the women have their eyes on several men as well, you know what I'm saying?
They do.
It's it's going to be interesting, to say the least, moving forward on this show.
That is certain. That is certain for sure.
You could always expect a drama, and it seems like it's going to happen. It happens immediately, and
immediately we're about to get it.
Goes on every single week.
Yes.
With those damn teases, as you saw.
Yes.
But anyways, we love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. We hope you enjoyed Paradise. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and thank you so much for supporting this pod. We hope you enjoyed Justin. He was a great guest. And, of course, guys, Bachelor in Paradise, a reminder, is on every Monday and Tuesday at 8 p.m. on ABC, or you can stream it on Hulu, so make sure you tune in.
Guys, we always love to hear your opinions, your stories, your insight. So please don't forget to like, comment, follow. Message on social at Talking It Out BN. That's Talking It Out B as in Bachelor, N as in Nation on IG. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and listen to us on Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast. And baby, don't DM me no more until you hit the subscribe. We love y'all.